Diamona sana, karibu. Sorry, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome home from where you are. My name is Abel Mukwa. Once again, God has enabled us to meet here today to have a very serious discussion on who will end up at the ballot in 2027. For those who are following this program for the first time, this is called The Organic Show at Mukwa Times, where we say things the way they are. One request that I can kindly make right now to you, it is that if you want to join us on this platform and appear the way I'm appearing right here, my number is right here on the screen. You just text me on WhatsApp the word join. Then I'll send you the link and then you join us and share with us your opinion. But especially now we're going to talk about who do you think will end up at the ballot in 2027. I'm waiting for my panelists to come on board, but of course you can keep on texting, asking questions so that later on we are going to respond to them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak today, there are a number of there are a number of people in the opposition who have come up that they're going to vie for president. And right now, I'm very sure most of you can be able to tell that from where you stand, you can be able to see who is serious and who is not. You can be able to see who has the resources and who does not. You can be able to tell who will end up at the ballot. So please, today, I just want to give the platform to everybody. As I told you, this is the organic show where you say things the way they are. My number is 0740506234. You just text me the word join on WhatsApp and I'll be able to send you the link. You join me here and give your opinions. So please don't forget about that. My panelists are almost coming on board. I'm just giving them a few seconds and they'll be able to join me here. But now we have we have even Martha Karua is there. We have Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i, we have Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Riggy G, and many other leaders on board. But now people are asking, there are so many. First of all, will they be able to unite? Apart from that, who will end up at the ballot? That's what we want to share here today. Please, if you want to join me live, my number is 0740506234. Text me the word join on WhatsApp, and then I'll send you the link. From there, you'll be able to share with me your opinions in relation to who will end up at the ballot in 2027. Now, first of all, as you prepare to give your answers and join me live, I'm waiting for my laptop to load here the WhatsApp so that I can be able to send you the links. Ladies and gentlemen, there are things that you must consider for a presidential candidate to be serious and actually become a serious person at the ballot. Number one, it is resources. Number two, it is popularity. Number three, it is numbers. Number four, it's the spirit of dedication, hard work, spirit of seriousness. That is very important. So that's what we want to analyze here today. So the people of Matiang'i tell me, do you think Matiang'i will end up at the ballot? The people of Rigathi Gachagua, please let me know. Is he going to end up at the ballot? The people of Wanjigi, tell me, is he going to end up at the ballot? People of Kalonzo, anaenda kwa Ruto anabaki opposition. Eh? The people of Sifuna, the Mlembe Nation, and many are the youth of this country who believe that Sifuna will be at the ballot. Do you guys believe in that? My number is 0740506234. You don't call, you just text me on WhatsApp and then I'll be able to share the link to you. What you just need at home is light and even bundles so that when you share with us your insights, at least you don't break. Then at least have a stable network. Simple as that. The link is just one step and then I allow you in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat this. If you want to join me on this conversation, the number is 0740506234. It's right here at the screen. What you just do is to text me the word join on WhatsApp and then I'll be able to include you in this particular conversation. So far, nobody has sent me the request on WhatsApp, but I hope that very soon people are going to join me on board. Who do you think is going to end up on the ballot? The comment section is open. Contribute, give me your answers. I'd like to read them here today. Who do you think will be at the ballot in 2027? Let me get some people here on board. Yes. 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 discussion today. As I told you, if you want to join me join me on this particular platform, just like Bella and Joab, just take my number here, which is 0740506234. Text me on WhatsApp the word join. I'll send you the link. You join us online, and then we share. Simple as that. Bella, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Bill. How are you? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I've been unwell. That's why we've not had the shows. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, hata nasikia sauti yako bado ijakuwa poa sana.
Inarudi though.
Yeah, but bado the what we call the conversation must continue.
Kabisa.
Political.
You are on 2 platforms. That is Mukua Times Gusi version and Mukua Times the English version. And today we want to talk about who is going to end up at the ballot. Bella, from where you stand, who will end up at the ballot, according to you?
Right now, it's so hard to determine right now. But for 2 people that I know, at least kati yao wawili, hao ndo end up kukua kwa ballot. That is Sifuna and Matiang'i. Kalonzo, I don't know, but Kalonzo recently, Kalonzo alikuwa na power when Gachagua walikuwa pamoja. So you see now Gachagua step aside kidogo, is concentrating on the mountain. Sasa unaona it's like Kalonzo ameachwa upweke like an orphan. Sasa unaona sasa anaanza kukuja kurevive Azimio, So I think the person that gave Kalonzo strength was Rigathi Gachagua, but sasa saizi wenye Rigathi Gachagua amerudi kuconsolidate mlima, amebaki pekeke. But let's wait and see. It's still so early to determine who is going to be on the ballot at this point, but ndo sasa imeanza. So politics is shaping up.
You're sure Sifuna is going to be at the ballot?
Sifuna and Matiang'i, according to me. Either hawa watu wawili, Sifuna and Matiang'i.
Let's start with Sifuna. Why him? Why do you think he'll finally end up at the ballot?
Okay. Sifuna, you can see the wave currently. People are like, mimi ni Sifuna, he's ameenda kila mahali, like anajulikana kila mahali. Yani ni mtu mwenye amekuwa consistent with his politics. Na kuna msimamo poa, and he's resonating well with the people. Watu wanaona he has that spirit yenye baba alikuwa nayo, Yeah. But for Matiang'i, me for one thing, Matiang'i, I know he can be he's the best candidate to be on the ballot. But sasa ni kama watu wakisi wanakaza nat. Munakaza nat nyinyi watu. Ebu muluze niyo nat, by the way. Why are the gods against Matiang'i surely? Matiang'i is the best candidate, by the way. For me, if there's somebody mwenye anaweza nyorosha this country to be a better place, it is Matiang'i. But sasa, I don't know the fate for Matiang'i so far. Iko tu hapa.
Matiang'i is the best president we can have, but yes, he's not the best politician you can expect.
Correct. So if we can have a combination whereby we have a president who is a technocrat, mtu mwenye akiamua ni kuchapa kazi anachapa kazi, and then we have a deputy mwenye anajua kumobilize and keeping the party in check, then we are going to have a very nice government.
So for Matiang'i, it is Kenyans not to judge him from, right now Matiang'i is being judged for what he was not known for.
Yes.
This guy, people knew him because of kuchapa kazi. Sasa hakuna kazi anafanya other than just to prepare to be elected. So yeah, the fact is that people have to get used to this idea that this guy, we know him from performance, not through politics. Yep. So if they want the presidency of Matiang'i, they should not look at his political ability.
Yes, exactly. But you're right.
Let them look at his ability while the president. Then they give him this, they give him the seat. So for Matiang'i, for him to end up at the ballot, he needs to be convinced with his scientific methods that Kenyans can be able to buy the aspect of track record at the ballot. Once he's sure that people can be able to choose him because of track record, because Matiang'i is not going to be better in politics as such. He's just going to move around, be known by people. But generally, if it's electing Matiang'i, it is not based on his political ability. No, because of his leadership.
Sure. Yeah. And then another thing why I would choose Matiang'i to go like Akwe now to the ballot and not Sifuna. Sifuna, we have never known Sifuna as an administrator before. hatujaona kazi yake akifanya. We've never, I love Sifuna. Honestly, I like Sifuna. I like his politics. I like his political charisma, and I have nothing against him. Either way, it can work for me. But sasa here we are looking at ni nani amefanya kazi, like from the past works that they have done in government, nani yako na record. Now, when you look at Sifuna hatujaona kazi yake wakati akikuwa administrator. We have seen Atembea, yes. We have seen Matiang'i, yes. But Sifuna, he's just one-term senator mwenye tumeona. But that one does not discredit him for being to contest for the highest seat. But sasa, according to me, if we can go with the track record for Matiang'i and hold water more, because we have seen the way he has worked before in the Ministry of Interior, uko kwa Ministry of ICT, kila mahali education sector, you have seen him move mountains. So another thing I could see, like, if we can give Matiang'i a chance to go to the ballot, and then he transforms this country to a better place, and then after he's done, then Sifuna can come in. Sifuna will have a brighter political future or career ahead of him, rather than, since we've not known Sifuna, according to me, venye naona tujamjua sana venye kama amechapa kazi kwa serikali. So you can imagine Sifuna inheriting this country the way it is right now, and then atuombe like kama anaweza shindwa, you know people like I can give you a very good example, the way people believed in President Ruto wakati alikuwa anasema hustler, so people resonated so well with his slogan. But sasa when the power was bestowed to him, you can see like people sasa easy, the people that were with him that time, a greater faction saizi wametoka kwake, and you can see the same thing. I'm really scared about Sifuna inheriting a country venye iko hivi saizi, and then I don't know how he's going to, because hatujajua venye amefanya kazi before, alafu ifike mahali akose kuperform, and then sasa kidogo tena unasikia protest zimeanza, Sifuna must go, so unapata pondo sasa his political career imefanya nini, imekuwa crushed completely. So if we can try and believe in Matiang'i to try and kunyorosha vitu hapa na pale, because you've seen him from his track record, and then from there Sifuna can inherit as a clean government, then Sifuna will be celebrated just for stepping down for his elder brother Matiang'i, and then having inherited a country that is governable.
So you think Sifuna should not? Okay, do you think, leave alone your opinion now on his ability and the ability of Matiang'i, do you see Sifuna at the ballot?
Sifuna?
Do you see him at the ballot? Do you think he will be at the ballot in 2027? Putting aside your opinion.
Yeah, he can because anakuwa pushed sana. He can. That is one thing. But pia anaweza kuwa kwa ballot kama president ama deputy. So kwa ballot lazima atafika, either as a president or as a deputy. But people don't want to hear about deputy.
According to me, Sifuna is likely to end up at the ballot because he's doing one simple thing: he's leading a movement.
Yes.
A movement, you don't just give instructions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These guys, if you look at Sifuna's way of development, things have been aligning themselves without Sifuna pronouncing them. I've said it before the show, and I'm repeating them again here today. When Sifuna was starting this movement, starting from the aspect of him leaving the ODM party. Okay, actually, let me take you back slightly. How he became the Secretary General of the ODM party. We realized that Sifuna somehow became the Secretary General of the ODM party because things were just required someone of his caliber.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening right now with Sifuna, it is that also in his political career, this one that you're having ever since he was kicked from the ODM party, things are natural. Number one, the Western Kenya region, where we had, can you hear me clearly?
Unaongea kwa umbali. I think the interference of that call, something like that.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
I was lost.
Yeah, saizi nakupata vizuri, loud and clear.
Okay, let me repeat. Things are aligning themselves naturally when it comes to ODM Sifuna. In the ODM party, Sifuna literally, he found himself to be the ODM Secretary General without any much struggle. Things aligned and space was found, and he became the Secretary General of the ODM party. When he moved to now, after quitting the ODM party, even before quitting the ODM party, we have to know that for Edwin Sifuna to rise, he had to quit the ODM party first, so that at least he can be able to break the structure and get to the top. Somehow, things aligned themselves again. Sifuna was kicked out. Now, after he has been kicked out, Sifuna was faced with one thing. How do I get my base from Western Kenya? The mood of the people accepted Sifuna. And somehow, Natembeya was also indicating that he wants to be the kingpin, stepped down and supported Edwin Sifuna. Naturally. Sifuna has never mentioned that he wants to be the kingpin of Western Kenya, no. Now, as we speak today, Sifuna has never said that he wants to be the president. But already, the people in Linda Mwananchi are saying, Sifuna mpaka kwa debe.
Yes.
There's one challenge that he was facing. Who is the leader of Linda Mwananchi? Somehow, people have come out and said, sisi ndio Sifuna.
Yep.
Si Babu, si Orengo, si Mjawado. So you can see, Edwin Sifuna cannot come and tell people, no, I don't want to be president. No, I don't want to be the leader of Linda Mwananchi. No, I don't want to run. He has to align himself with the thinking of the movement that is leading.
Correct.
So Sifuna is likely to end up at the ballot. That is number one. Now, when it comes to Matiang'i, okay, first, before I move to Matiang'i, Sifuna, there are challenges he's facing, financial challenges. I think that is a big issue.
Yeah.
But a movement does not recognize that. You wear the ballot, pesa ikose. And somehow it can also attract financial support. If you indicate that you can win, it can attract financial support. Now, before I give my insights about Matiang'i, let me inquire if Joab is active. Joab, are you there?
Excuse me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you are at a low voice. I don't know.
I was in the office, so I just had to step out. Thanks for the invitation. How are you?
We are good. Joab, sauti iko chini sana.
Am I too low?
Yeah. Bella, can you hear him? Bella?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear Joab?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear him. Though I'm struggling.
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead and speak.
Maybe my headset is not working. Let me
Most
try
likely.
to move my headset. Hold on a second. Let me move to a better place. 1 second.
Yeah, yes. Okay, as we wait for him, let me check if anyone has sent me the request. For those who are watching us from home and you want to participate on this particular platform here, just like Bella and Joab are here, just text me the word join on the number that you can see here on my screen, 0740506234. In the number, I'll be able to, when you get the number, text me on WhatsApp the word join. I'll send you the link and then you join us here and share with us your insights in relation to who will end up at the ballot in 2027. Joab, are you ready now? Now, let me move to Matiang'i. Let me send to. Okay, good. Bernard, I hope you've gotten the link. Just get in. Now, when I move to Matiang'i slightly, as I wait for Joab to come back, Matiang'i is among the most prepared when it comes to resources. He has amassed enough wealth. For those who remember when Matiang'i was, enough money. For those who remember when Matiang'i was coming on board, he acquired he actually contracted a company from Canada, the lobbying company, which is a very expensive company, especially when it comes to the presidential roles. That company, actually, I hear now there are two, one from Israel and one from Canada. The two companies, it's just him and William Ruto who have similar companies. It's just him and William Ruto. So that's how serious Matiang'i is.
Okay.
He does not just move. He moves with strategy. Matiang'i also was doing a very big job. He was handling a very big role in the World Bank, earning some millions of money per month. So you could not just quit, come to Kenya here to be jobless, unless he was prepared financially. Now, Matiang'i cannot come to quit. The way I know his thinking, we all know him. Whenever he brings up something, when he was in interior, ICT, education, whichever the role he had, Matiang'i could suggest something and eventually end up at the ballot. End up doing it. So I have this conviction that Matiang'i will end up at the ballot, whether with united opposition or alone.
Sasa hiyo ni gani? Alone, hatutaki hapo ya alone. We don't want alone hapo.
Alone comes in this way. If they don't agree, like now, Matiang'i suggested scientific method of finding a flag bearer. Okay. Justin Muturi and others have come out and said no. Yesterday, or maybe a day before yesterday, we had someone by the name Jeremiah Kioni saying, if tutakosa method, acha kila mtu ingie kwa debe. And he used the example from Olkalau constituency, where people went to the ballot and they had 9 opposition candidates, including the Jubilee one. People counted 1 until they reached where Ngodho was. And they voted for God and left the others. Meaning Kenyans know what they want. If it is Matiang'i they want in 2027 to be the president, if they find him at the ballot, they will vote for him. If it is not him they want, even if he's there alone, he will not get the votes. So if it is Sifuna, equal, the same. Yeah,
but
go ahead.
Here we have strong contenders. Here we have Kalonzo Musyoka. Yes, ako hapo hivyo. But if kama Kalonzo Musyoka anasema like you can imagine a situation whereby we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Matiang'i, and we have Sifuna. So utaona watu kama people who believe in Matiang'i, not outside the Kisii region, they'll vote for Matiang'i. Ukambani, they'll be loyal to their person who is Kalonzo. Okay, ukiangalia Sifuna, all lawyers will vote for Sifuna. So it's just a way, maybe kama itende hivyo alafu tuende run off and then number 3 aongee na number 2 wa form coalition, then we'll know that. We'll know about that. But to me, it doesn't seem to be a good strategy. Watu tu wameze tu, like they should swallow their egos, and then we just have to support one candidate if kama tutataka kuwin by 6 a.m. in the morning.
I'll come to that. We argue out on how we can be able to challenge that. But Bernard, thank you so much for creating time to be here. It's good to see you. These are political analysts, by the way, somewhere.
Thank you.
I'm delighted to have you on board. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm just fine.
Okay.
And I am very happy for you to allow me in.
You're
so
welcome.
That at least we can see if we can shape our politics, how it is being done in this nation.
Yeah,
because
sure.
It's time that the young people must have the voice. They must come out. They must speak. And they must speak on what they believe. Because if we look at the politics, it's actually murky. And sometimes the old tags, they don't hear what the young people are trying to put across. So I was looking at your topic about who should be in, and I have seen you have put Kalonzo, you have put Sifuna, you have put Matiang'i, and others. And if you look at this nation, it is very clear who is the best person actually to go against William Samoei Arap Ruto. But when I look at the political class, actually that what we are seeing doesn't matter, because let us be very clear. Look at the person called Matiang'i, a person with a track record. where you will find all the people they don't have it. If you start with Sifuna, he doesn't have a track record. If you look at Kalonzo, he doesn't have a track record. If you go to even the side of Rigiji, it doesn't have a track record. And another thing you have to note about this man we call Matiang'i is that the way he came into the politics of this nation is that he wanted to be, he never wanted to be a TC. He just wanted to bring him to the political arena as a Kenyan. But immediately he came in, there were people like Rigathi Gachagua who wanted him to be like a kingpin. And that is where we always go wrong. Because once somebody you go back and tribal kingpin, it means now people will start asking you, what are your numbers? And when it comes to that, then we always lose the track. And that is why you will hear people like Rigathi Gachagua, they say, I have 7 million. And you have probably 2 million. And then he asks, who should be handed the votes? Then we lose the track. But the best thing that the people of this nation should actually do is that they should fix on what they want the nation to change.
Bernard, if you can hear me, your network can be is actually a bit shaky. I don't know what. Yeah. Your network ilikuwa shaky.
Okay, I hope you're okay now.
Yeah, yes, you can proceed.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was trying to put across that the time when the Gen Z uprising came up, they liked this thing that were tribalness. That was perfect for them. If we look at what as being tribalness, then we can look at ourselves as Kenyans. It looks the network is down.
Yeah, it's a bit down.
Hello. Okay, are you getting me now?
It is having a bit of challenge. Can you just kindly look at it so that when you start speaking, it doesn't interrupt you?
Okay, let me look at it.
Okay. Yes, Job.
Okay.
Yes, Job. Come, go ahead.
How are you?
We're okay now. I can hear you.
Oh, I had to remove my headset. I don't know, it's acting up. I just wanted to tell you thank you for the invite.
All right.
It came at the time I was in the office and we had to step out a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Kenyan politics is kind of very tricky. I'll talk on two people that I've watched.
Ongeza tu sauti kidogo. You are very clear, but iko chini kidogo tu as you continue speaking.
Okay, I just wanted to speak on two people that I know. I'm looking at so right now, I don't know, the water is kind of lukewarm right now. He was hot sometimes back, but he's gone low. Reasons he knows. Politics is like a sinusoidal wave. There's times it's up, there's times it's down. But talking of Sifuna, guys, let me be honest with you. I've seen people comparing. I don't know if he was comparing himself with Obama. You know what? There are two things we need to look at. One, you can know how to mobilize people, but you cannot administer. There's a difference to mobilize people. He's a very good mobilizer. He is, and he has a sweet tongue. But let me be honest with you. I don't personally have no personal vendetta against him. But there's one thing that I wanna that kind of touches me, and I don't like it. When you hear someone saying, especially when you start saying "Munaniona mimi," "Munaniona mimi," that is not that pride, guys. Let me be honest with you. In as good as he can be good the way he is, pride comes before a fall. That is very dangerous. And Mimi Nisifuna is not a manifesto, it's a movement. For you to be a leader, You've got to show your manifesto. You've got to show people what you are selling and what you are capable of doing to them. Now, this is the thing. You know what? Telling people what they want to hear is different from rescuing people from a crisis. I can come tell you right now, I will get you wheelbarrows, you'll be pushing, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing that. That is telling you. But when it comes to reality, it becomes a different thing. Yes, it can tell guys, especially the young people, what they want to hear. But will that take the problems away from the table? That's one thing you need to ask yourselves. You need in leadership, please, when you shake your head, someone is talking, it's not a good thing. That is kind of, I have my opinion, you have your opinion. Just stick to your opinion, which is fine. And I will never shake my head when you're talking. Everybody has a right to say what they feel. When it comes to a crisis, you want someone who has been tested, okay? You want someone who has been tested and can prove to you. Obama went through a lot of, he was a community organizer. He did what he did. And he had people that he was mimicking. Sifuna was mimicking Baba. That is fine. But look at the people Obama was mimicking. And even when he talks, you can tell this person can walk the talk. Talking about this Matiang'i, he's been tried. He's been in leadership, what he's capable of doing and what he's not capable of doing. So if you say that is fine, Kenyans have a right to do whatever they feel and they can do whatever they want to do. If you say, okay, Sifuna has to be at the ballot, let's say Matiang'i will also say I have to be at the ballot. Trust me, Sifuna will take all the young votes. He will take them automatically, right? And then the ones on the left side, on the far left, the adults who a good number of them, they will either end up with someone they feel like, okay, this is someone who has been tested and can deliver. And you know what will end up being? Ruto will go back as early as 8 in the morning. So just be careful, not by what someone says, just by what someone has lived in the past, what he has been through, how he's been tested, and how he's proven himself that he's capable of doing what he can do and what the people want. Right now, Kenyans want to be taken out of a crucible. They want to be taken out of the hot heat. So giving them sweet words is not enough, but showing them the way out is the best way to go. That is how I feel it. I have nothing against him. I have no vendetta against him. But you know what? Kenya, as it is right now, it needs someone who has been tested. And then, I don't know if you all guys have heard of a benevolent dictator, right? Somehow, the way, what is
The way? Okay. Job, you've disappeared. Wow. I've liked his opinions on this particular topic. But before tuende mbali, let me appreciate actually those who are at the comment section who are actually giving us serious statements. I'll read them. I'm following closely. Nelly, I'm able to see what you're doing. I'm also able to follow Kevin. We're also having Samuel. I'll read your comments. We'll have time to talk about your comments actually. Please keep on following, keep on texting and commenting on the comment section. First of all, Dr. Mandi, asante sana. Thank you so much and karibu sana to this discussion today. Dr. Mandi, can you hear me? Dr. Mandi, I can't hear you from where I am. Bella, can you hear him?
No.
Dr. Mandi, we can't hear you. Is he mute? No, he's not mute. Dr. Mandi, we can't hear you. Kindly, you can drop and then come back again. Now, Bella, you've heard what is happening.
Yep.
People are really seeing Sifuna from a different angle than the one you're seeing him from Western.
Yes.
That guy is from the US.
And that is why I know. That is why at the beginning I said we have the best candidate to become the president of this country, of which it is Matiang'i. But now you see the people are pushing, like you can see here in Western Kenya, people are saying like, if it is not Sifuna, it is Sifuna. Like hakuna option. You see, like the people for the Luhya community to be united, you must have a Sifuna at the ballot as the presidential candidate. So I don't understand how we are going to convince the Luhya community that we can have Matiang'i, who has a track record, to step down, for Sifuna to step down for Matiang'i. It's so hard. I don't know what language, if Sifuna can use, if he accepts to become the second or wherever, but I don't know which language he's going to use. But personally, I said yes, Sifuna is very popular. In fact, here in Western, you can see what happened the other day when they chased Didmas Baraza from the Mkutano, the Kimilili market, whereby he was dishing out money, and then ikafika kwa wazee pesa ikawaishia. So they started even attacking him. You see, when ukizoesha watu siasa ya pesa, and then wakati hauna, what happens? It becomes chaotic. So here in Western, Sifuna has neutralized all, I think all the Luhya people, the old guards, that's what I can say. And he's gaining that momentum. And he's being pushed by the Luhya community, like, you must be at the ballot. You must be at the ballot. Maybe he has a language that is going to communicate with the Luhya community, maybe to step aside. I don't know. But it is just a matter of time. Just a wait and see how it's going to be.
Dr. Mandi, are you there? Dr. Mandi? I can see you, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you completely. I think it's true that tumski, sindio Bella?
Yeah, simski pia.
Yeah, tumski kabisa. Now, as you wait for him to fix his mic, maybe you can drop and come back again. Tuone kama itakuwa sawa. Bella, there's something that will make most of these presidential candidates to end up at the ballot.
Yep.
The thinking of Kenyans. And the ego amongst them.
Yep.
If today United Opposition decides they are going to choose one leader, say Matiang'i, or maybe let's talk of Mukua. Mukua is going to be the United Opposition flag bearer.
Okay.
Mukua is from the Gusii region. The others, the lawyers will ask, why not our son Sifuna? Why not our son Kalonzo? Why not Rigiji? And all of these people, they have one option. If not their son, then it is William Ruto.
Yeah. And
that is what Ruto is banking on.
But you see,
so
I have
I have this opinion that if they want like to avoid this particular scenario, then they should not go to the ballot. That's why I'm seeing Sifuna will be there, Matiang'i will be there. The only challenge is if Rigiji goes to the ballot and then the Mount Kenya decides to vote for him, then the rest of the country does not accommodate Rigiji as a national leader. The way we have managed to convince them that he's not a national leader.
Correct.
Then we are likely to see William Ruto top. But if Rigiji supports any of these opposition leaders, then the number one will come from the opposition side. I have that strong feeling about that.
Yeah, you're right.
So what should happen is that they either take risk, and announce one presidential candidate now. So that they have time to convince their tribesmen. Like, if it's Sifuna, you go and do campaigns and show them this is why we chose Matiang'i, or this is why we settled on Kalonzo. Or if it's some ticket they want to form, let's say maybe a 3-horse race, let them do it now. William Ruto does his things right now. As we go to 2027, already momentum is shashika. But if they start fearing William Ruto, he will take us to jail, he will do this, eventually we are going to reach somewhere and we get stuck. Dr. Mandi. Today, sisi na Dr. Mandi ni mbaya. How are we going to help now? We still can't hear you. And I really wanted his contribution here.
Maybe
imagine we can't hear you, Daktari.
Maybe on settings allow adjust volume if there's something like that.
Yeah, because I can't hear him literally. We can't hear him. So Bella, if there's a challenge we have, Dr. Madi, I don't know, we can't hear you completely actually. If we can't hear you, I think, I don't know, maybe check on your settings. Now, I would like this gentleman by the name, there's someone here, Stephen Olmombo. Stephen Olmombo, I wish he could have come on board. Stephen Olmombo. Stephen Olmombo, and tell us why he thinks Sifuna is the best. You know, I wanted these arguments. Why is Sifuna the best? Huh? Why is Sifuna the best? I would like these arguments to be made here. What we are learning. Kevin Mutunga is equally saying the same thing. Sifuna is the best. Why? Why can't we just take the link? Come on board and give us reasons here. Why you think, you know, all these leaders are best to be presidents, or maybe they are qualified to be at the ballot. But why do you think Sifuna will end up at the ballot? He's the best. He could be the best, I know. But the question I have here today, do you think he'll end up at the ballot? Someone is asking, what is a track record? You can't be looking for fundamental change by looking for a track record government. Sifuna will end up at the ballot. You know, people are for Sifuna ending up at the ballot. Sifuna is the best president. Matiang'i akona dictatorship. Then Kalonzo is a coward. Coward, man. Coward, really? He's a coward.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric Muasa, what you do, go to the comment section. My number is 0740506234. Text there the word join, and I'll be able to send you the link through WhatsApp. I can't post the link here, just through WhatsApp, and then you join me. John Falme, Jesus, send the DJ. Okay, assuming he's not the one. John Falme, we need a problem solver, proven and tested.
Yep.
Mobilization will only serve next year. Wake up Kenyans. Matiang'i anaresign akuje atufanyie kazi, then tumebebwa na hype ya Sifuna. Kenyans. Okay, John Falme amesema hivyo. Good to have you here. It's good to have you, John Falme. Eric Muasa, the number is 0740506234. Just text me on WhatsApp, join, and I'll be able to see your text, and I'll send you the link. Now, Bernard, you back? You okay now?
Yeah, I am back. I'm okay.
Yeah, your net sounds stable now. Please share your insights.
So
now, before you proceed, who do you think will end up at the ballot from your observation?
From my observation, I see Matiang'i at the ballot. I also see Kalonzo at the ballot, and Sifuna also might be on the ballot. And why am I saying all this? Because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been in the political arena for the longest time, and now he feels that I am the man who should actually go for the presidency, because he feels I am the big boy. These others are young, and because of that, I'm very sure he is going to be on the ballot. That's why even when the Sifuna went to for a courtesy call with him, he told them, "Mmekuja kulinda nani? Kalonzo." And everybody else actually was laughing. And Kalonzo was very serious by actually telling them that if you want to be with me, then you must be there for me to go for the presidency. And therefore, I can say without any doubt that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will be on the ballot. And why I am actually trying to say that Matiang'i also will be on the ballot is because there are people who believe that without Matiang'i, it is actually better for even William Samoei Ruto to be back, because they believe that among all the presidential aspirants, the best person who can bring the change is only Matiang'i. And at the same time, without Matiang'i going to be on the ballot, his political career will actually end abruptly. Because remember, Matiang'i is on Jubilee, and Jubilee is with what? The person who is heading Jubilee is the former president. And the people of the Gusii community, where actually he comes from, they expect that you must be there. And remember, in Kisii, we can say that we have two people who want to be the kingpins of the Gusii community. We have the governor of Kisii, and also we have Matiang'i. And therefore, if Matiang'i will miss on the ballot, then the governor of Kisii will actually take on himself, and they will say, I am the kingpin, because now this one has been telling us that he wants to be on the ballot. So for Matiang'i, then he should be on the ballot for him to have his political career to do what? To continue. And also for this person we call Sifuna can be on the ballot because many people, and more so the young people, and the young people are pushing for Sifuna because for them, they want a total change. And that is why you will hear some people, they say Matiang'i is a bit dictatorial. But they really don't understand who Sifuna is, because Sifuna is a one-term senator. And we have not seen much about Sifuna. We don't know the track record. It is only that Sifuna has come to being because he has always been against William Samoei Arap Ruto. And that is actually what has attracted people towards the side of Sifuna. And we have also been against the hierarchy of ODM. He doesn't want ODM hierarchy to be the way it is. So he has been opposing it. Because just merely by opposing it, people have seen, and more so the young people who become vibrant by just that. That is why they are telling him that you must be on the ballot. So it is going to be quite difficult, actually, for the side of opposition to come together and to give the really person for the people of Kenya. And remember, politics sometimes in Kenya, it is very personal. Kalonzo wants to reach somewhere, and he wants, actually, because politics sometimes is like business, there is something that Kalonzo wants to go for the presidents to achieve. There is also something probably Sifuna wants to reach to the ballot to receive. That's why for Sifuna sometimes it reaches a point you really don't understand whether Sifuna himself, he really wants to stop at the presidency. Because for Sifuna, I can understand from the word go, he only wanted to be the governor of Nairobi. But he found out that Babu Owino had also ventured to do that. And remember, the person who is the governor of Nairobi, they come from the same region. And that is why he was a bit confused whether to go for the governorship or to continue being being the senator. But because of his focal nature, it pushed the young people to say, we need somebody who can push William Samoei Ruto. And by the time, he seems to be the strong person who could go against William Samoei Arap Ruto heads on. That is why even the time when he was saying that even if Raila will be with Ruto, Ruto will be a one-term. And that actually attracted people or the young people to the side of Sifuna. So it's going to be messy. And because now, most of them, they are now playing the politics of tribal, they are actually falling into the trap of William Samoei Arap Ruto. Because people agree that William Samoei Ruto can be made to be a one-term president, but only in one condition, is that the entire opposition must coalesce together, and not only coalescing together, but also having somebody who is acceptable to the people of this nation. And that is why for Matiang'i, he put it outright, telling people that let us use a scientific method which is acceptable to us all. And then a person who will come out, who will have been chosen by the people, who could have been accepted by the people, should actually become the presidential what? And that was the best thing they could have done. Because if they could have done that, then the person who could have garnered a lot in that opinion, scientific opinion poll, he could have actually taken up to be the presidential what? Candidate. And that could have made it very easy for them to push William Samoei Ruto out. But the time when they started moving the political to their what? Tribal cocoon, they lost everything. And that's why it's going to be very difficult for them to accept who is going to be what? The presidential what? Candidate.
So
and think
you believe the three will be at the ballot: Matiang'i, Kalonzo, and Sifuna.
Possibility. There is a big possibility of that.
Before, Dr. Mandi, are you there now? Dr. Mandi? We can see the video is okay. We can see the movements, but sauti. Mnamsikia sauti?
No.
Hakuna
sauti. We can see you. You move, but
very well.
Huh?
Tunamuona very well, but it seems there is a problem with his what mic.
His mic, yes. His mic. Now, if assuming Sifuna goes to the ballot, this one I'm curious about, Dr. Mandi. I mean, Ben. Sifuna is at the ballot as a presidential candidate. And then we also have Kalonzo. And then we have Matiang'i. Let's start with Sifuna. Where do you think we'll get the running mate from? Just an answer.
It will be a very big problem. Because
assuming Ben is now chosen to choose, you've been selected to choose the running mate for Sifuna. Where will you get this running mate from?
For me, to be very sincere, I cannot choose a running mate for Sifuna. Because for me, if I become very open, Sifuna is not a presidential material. It is just a myth. It's not.
Let's go to Matiang'i. Where do you think you'll pick the running mate from?
I think if we have a combination of Matiang'i being the presidential aspirant, and then we have Kalonzo being the running mate, and then we have a full support of the mountain, then I'm very sure William Samoei Ruto will be sent home. I believe in that. Because now, if we have that combination, that means we will have those votes from the Ukambani, then we will have the entire mountain, and then we have from Gusii Nyanza going to that cap. And if you add that from other votes, which will be coming from other regions, small votes, because remember, Matiang'i is national, then it is going to be very easy for William Samoei Ruto to be made to be a one-term president. And that is the only thing I always tell people, that if we have the mountain fully supporting Matiang'i presidency and Kalonzo being is running mate, then the game will be short.
In the scenario
what
where
about the Luya community?
No, wait. Sorry, Ben. In the scenario where Matiang'i and Kalonzo are both presidential candidates, where do you think Matiang'i will pick a running mate from?
Then Matiang'i must actually, it's a bit difficult. Then Matiang'i must go to the what? To the mountain. He must look a running mate from the mountain.
And Kalonzo?
He cannot go to the Ukambani nation to get a running mate, and he cannot go to the western. Remember, the western part still Gusi Nyanza in the western part. That will be quite close, and people might not accept to do that. So Matiang'i, if he is the presidential candidate and he cannot make Kalonzo, then he must go and get the running mate from what? Central Kenya or from Mount Kenya region. I think that's what I...
Bella, you had a question?
No, I wanted to ask Ben, what about the Luya community? Because what I know about the Luya community, when you mobilize the Luya community and they have either a president or a deputy or a presidential candidate, they'll always vote in one basket. A good example from history of Wamali wa Kijana.
Okay, from the history of Kijana Wamalwa, that was the only time that the Luya community voted together. But the only problem is that at this time in the Luya community, actually we have very many kingpins from that community. And because we have very many kingpins from that community, and those kingpins are going to use money, whether you like it or not.
True.
And that's a very good possibility that the Luya community, and even if we do opinion poll right away now, there you will find that Sifuna has actually not garnered the majority from the Luya, from the Luya community. And that is why even this opinion poll which was done, and most of the parts where William Samoei Ruto was actually trying to get more votes, then you could find that still William Samoei Ruto was getting a lot of numbers from the Luya community, because those who are there, who are kingpin, that means Musalia and Weda, still they have an influence. I was trying to talk with my former schoolmates who are from that, and I was asking, is it Sifuna or is it Wetangura or is it Musalia? But they were telling me that the Sifuna wave is only for the Gen Zs, but for the millennials and the elderly people, they believe that their time will be on 2032, that they are eyeing for 2032, because they also expect that the current community will support them. And I think that is where the problem is with the Luya community. We have very many kingpins. And again, if you go very deep about the Sifuna coming up, Sifuna, we can say it can be an accident why he has come up, or it can be a person who has been propped up, probably by the side of the side of the opposition, because the side of opposition feel that William Samoei Ruto might get a lot of votes from that part, and what they have to do is to make Sifuna comes up, and Sifuna will reduce the votes of the Gen Z, so that they will reduce at the end the votes of William Samoei Arap Ruto at the end. Remember, William Samoei Ruto is trying to make sure that he gets all the strongholds of ODM, where Western Party is part of it. So the coming up of Sifuna is actually problematic. And that is why we cannot today say, like the way we say that Rigati is the kingpin of the mountain, we cannot say the same with Sifuna. It is quite opposite.
Let me tell you,
Okay.
I hail from Western. I hail from
Uh-huh.
Western, and when sorry,
Proceed.
yeah, I hail from Western, and I can tell you the matrix or the politics that was played in 2022, and currently the wave has shifted. Now, in 2022, we had Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula who joined government that time. And that time, the Luya community associated so much with Musalia and Weta, and that is why President William Ruto got some votes. Here, there was Raila Odinga who was also there, and that is why you could see the Luya vote was divided, and you could see President William Ruto at least got some votes in the Luya region. That is Trans Nzoia, Kakamega, and then we have Bungoma, and then we have the Vihiga County. Now, remember, as you can say that Musalia is a kingpin, you can remember how can you become a kingpin while the elders themselves have endorsed someone else as a kingpin? You see? So, like you see, like Musalia Mudavadi, he can say he's the kingpin, the Luya kingpin, but he doesn't have any influence. He doesn't have the people. But you can see in an area whereby even the constituency where the purported kingpin that you say, Musalia Mudavadi, even the MP is not even from the NC. He's coming from the ODM party. Now, this time round, in CAM 2027, we have Sifuna. I come from Western Kenya, and anyway, the talk of Western Kenya right now it is Sifuna. And if you can see when the other time we had a discussion with KK and Muraguri, and you can see the last time the Sifuna, why the wave of Sifuna is coming up and the Luyas are trying to become united, is that they believed in Raila Odinga that time, those days when ODM was ODM in the Western region. And you could see the Luyas did not have a kingpin that they trusted, but they trusted a brother mwenye anawachungia nyumba. You see? And that time, Sifuna came into being as somehow trying to convince us. I don't believe Sifuna has become a kingpin, but rather people that the Luya community they see him as a national figure who can go to the table and discuss matters concerning the Luya community. Now, when Raila Odinga passed on, may his soul rest in peace. The Luya, what happened at that time? When Sifuna was now the Secretary General after the broad-based government, and Raila passed on, you see what happened to Sifuna. So the people here in Western Kenya, they felt aggrieved. Like, this is a community, the ODM, we've made ODM. Like you can see, like in Kakamega region in 2022, out of 12 MPs, 9 of them, they came from ODM. And you can remember at that time in 2022, even the Kakamega gubernatorial, whatever, it was postponed together with Mombasa, which were perceived to be the ODM stronghold. During that time, people really rallied behind ODM, and ODM took it under Governor Baraza. So at this time, it has happened whereby the son of Mulembe Nation, who is Sifuna, who was in ODM, who served ODM selflessly, who stood by Baba, the same person is being kicked out. So Luyas, what do they see right now? Our son. Let us embrace our son. So Luyas being united, they're united for one purpose, kuonesha kwamba we can also have our own kingpin. So if you compare the Luya community back in 2022 and right now in 2027, at least they have someone they can say, like, this person is going to negotiate for the Luya community on the table, and that is Sifuna. So as much as you can see, like, President Ruto is trying to make inroads, but still the only name that is being mentioned here, the Boda Boda community, the Gen Z, the Wazee, Wamamas, it is Sifuna, Sisi ndio Sifuna. That is how the situation is. Nico Ground, by the way, I'm in Western.
Bella, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Historically,
yep.
When you look at the politics of the Western, between the Luo and the Luya, who really have influence in the what in the Western politics?
That time because it was sorry.
Because when we look deep at the history, and you will find that most of the time the Luo will always have the influence in the western part of Kenya, and you will always find that most of the time, it's not about a leader. It is about the tribe. And that is why even the time of Jaramogi, they still had an influence of actually getting some votes in the western part of what? Of Kenya. And that is why when we look at Sifuna as it is now, there is no opinion which has actually come up, and it has actually shown that truly Sifuna has become the kingpin of the western part of what? Of the western part of the Luya community. And if you look at the mountain, you can say now that the de facto leader of that place, from all the opinion, is still, it is Rigathi Gachagua. But it is opposite with the western part of this nation. Because if you look at all the opinion polls which has been done, then you will always find that still Wetangula commands a certain substantial vote from that part. If also you look at Musalia Mudavadi, who has gone silent, because Musalia Mudavadi now he doesn't want to be seen to be an aggressive person. He's actually eyeing for what? For 2032. But when opinion poll is being done, you will still find that he has an influence. And when we look at those two influence between Weda and Musalia Mudavadi, then you will find that fraction, once it is going to be taken away, then you find that Sifuna cannot actually come out as a de facto leader. Because remember, there is a difference of being a de facto leader. When you are a de facto leader, you whip other leaders out completely. You smear them. They cannot even speak. The same way Rigathi has done in the mountain. Even it is becoming very hard for actually even Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to have an influence in what? In Mount Kenya. And that is why even you see now Matiang'i is trying to struggle, because now that influence of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been captured by Rigathi. So when you look at the western part of this nation, we cannot really come out and say now Sifuna has become a de facto leader. And if now we could say he has become a de facto leader, he should actually have his own political party. And once he will have his political party, then we can really be able to understand that now Sifuna is a de facto leader. And once Sifuna will have the party, it will be very difficult to be able to learn even that party. So that's why people are not really so deep about Sifuna.
You know, just to sum it up before I bring in Job and KK. KK, it's good to see you here today.
Thank you so much.
KK, remember the show the 1 hour.
Asante sana bwana. Naona mnashambuliana sana huko bwana.
What we all must know is that anyone who is new right now must be at the ballot for him to create a political statement at the presidency. When we had Kalonzo Musyoka for the first time running, he went to the ballot. He did not win, but he went, and it benefited. But right now, all of us can be able to say Kalonzo Musyoka has 1.5 million that he has because he went to the ballot. No? So Sifuna, for him to make sense in 2032, he has to be at the ballot in 2027.
2032 or 2027?
2032, he has to be at the ballot in 2027.
Yeah. That is
Someone like Matiang'i. Someone like Matiang'i.
2027. Let's talk about 2027.
He has to also, him is fixed. He's either the ballot or he forgets politics completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are people who are tired. They have to just finish at the ballot for them to show what they are capable of. Now, Sifuna, he has a following of members of parliament. Then he stops running. Where are they going to go?
Yes,
but the way, there's something I want to talk about today.
Yes.
Pole sana kidogo.
KK, before you talk. KK, before you talk. I love you read for you the standing orders.
So
the standing orders for today is that who will end up at the ballot in 2027. So as you give your points, make sure that you're in that line. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Standing orders. Bella was talking something. I don't know. Bella was saying something. Before Bella finished.
Imepotea.
Leo Muraguya yuko.
Unajua Muragori ni mtu wa nyomba, so anganisaidia hapo haraka lakini okay, it's okay.
So I was saying that so Sifuna, for him to make sense, for him to ensure all these people are surrounding him, that he's going to be safe, they are going to be, for him to assure these people that they are going to be safe in 2027, he has to declare to be at the ballot. So that they run back at home by his name. No, wait. Well, relax. So, now, when it comes to Matiang'i, equally, Matiang'i does not have a single member of parliament who has been elected under his name. So he must give them reasons to be elected by being at the ballot. Utaongea tu KK, utaongea. So, right now, if you look at it well, Matiang'i is the best placed because he can get an animate from Mount Kenya, and there is where he has focused most. We all know that he'll get an animate from there. When it comes to Kalonzo, if the best person he can have is Sifuna as the running mate, the best person. But now, if they both want to be president, then Kalonzo Musyoka will have to rethink because he also might go for the running mate in the Mount Kenya region. But it depends on Rigi's decision. There's something here you guys must accept now. Also, Kalonzo Musyoka is the most dangerous and most important politician in the united opposition. Okay, in the entire opposition. If today William Ruto decides that he wants to throw out Kindiki, the best person he can get for running it is Kalonzo. That's the only person who can assure him votes. The only one who has a block that he can rely on. That makes Kalonzo the most dangerous one. So whether Kalonzo will be endorsed by the opposition or not, he should be best to run for president. Or else he will make William Ruto president if he wants. This is the only kingmaker that we have. And he's the only king and the kingmaker at the same time that we have right now.
But whatever you're forgetting, Mr. Mokoa, is that Kalonzo hata akienda kwa hata akipatiwa 3,578 billion, Wakamba hawataenda kwa Kalonzo. Kalonzo ndio ataenda go rich, but the Kamba nation will vote for
KK. Wewe ni Mkikuyu.
Na hiyo ndio uchungu. You know, that is the reality that people don't want to accept.
Wewe ni Mkikuyu.
Reality.
Na Wakikuyu wako hivyo. They
so
don't follow leaders.
No. Wait. It's not about no. It's not about.
No, listen the point I'm making here. My argument is this: Kikuyus don't follow leaders. They make a decision and the leaders follow. That is not the same.
Tumeumia Mokoa sahi watu wameumia.
Wewe nakwambia Kalonzo Musyoka.
It's not about leaders.
This point here. KK. Kalonzo Musyoka, when he wanted to run back in 2007, everyone knew he would not win, but Kambas followed him. In 2013,
but Mokoa pia watu wanarebuka. We are not in those days anymore.
Statistics. In 2013, Kalonzo Musyoka akashuka chini akakuwa deputy wa Raila. Kambas followed him. In 2017, still he maintained as the deputy. Kambas followed him. In fact, the percentage of Kambas voting for Raila was higher than that of Nyanza. In 2022, Kalonzo dropped much lower to become a prime cabinet secretary. Kambas majority went with Kalonzo Musyoka. So, statistically, unless it's proven otherwise in 2027, Kambas should be known they follow Kalonzo Musyoka. If right now he goes to government, based on statistics, they will follow him. If he goes to government. So Kalonzo, unless in 2027, they come and say, no, Kalonzo, you go, since we are tunaenda njia. That's when now we can say, what we revuka. But before then, Mount Kenya peke yake ndio tunajua iko hivyo. Inaacha Uhuru Kenyatta huko, inaenda kwa William Ruto. So make your point, KK.
And hapo umenigonga sitakata.
Go ahead. Just a minute, Ben. Job here was at work. I believe probably time yake inaweza kuwa inaenda to see his contribution. Ben, Job, are you there?
Just give me a minute. I'll get back with you in a minute.
Oh, okay. Okay, Job. Now proceed, Ben.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, to tell KK, sometimes when we say that watu wamerefuka, it is not really true, because politics is about interest, and politics in this nation has been engineered to be actually very tribal. Let me ask you a simple question. Whoever thought that the entire Mount Kenya will be behind Rigathi Gachagua, a man who is impeached, a man who cannot actually, we can presumably say that he cannot actually stop at the presidency. But now the mountain is surrounding Rigathi Gachagua, and Rigathi Gachagua is actually calling the shots. That shows you very clearly that sometimes politics, it is not about being a genius or being watu wamerefuka. Sometimes politics has been made to be in such a way that it is tribal in nature. And I am very sure today, if Rigathi Gachagua finds a way that he can work with William Samoei Arap Ruto and he gets what he wants from William Samoei Arap Ruto, he will actually turn all the Kikuyus and they will actually vote in William Samoei Arap Ruto, and they will not say that at watu wamechoka, at watu now things have become very hard. It will be, he will tell them, you know, William Samoei Ruto, wenda kwake is only 5 years.
Oh, Ben,
and, yeah, and we will be
Ben, Ben.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Ben, let me tell you one simple thing. Our Kenyan politics, we agree it's very tribal.
Yeah.
Very.
But there's one aspect in Mount Kenya that stands out.
Which one?
They are the most civilized politically.
Nothing of the sort.
I can give you reasons. Now, just starting from your point of view, just from how you argued that if Gachagua today decides to go to
alitupata tuko opposition.
That was my first question.
I knew you would say that, KK.
That was my first question. Who found that in the opposition? In one word.
Gachagua alitupata tushaondokea.
Akawa, yeah.
Akatujoin. Hata sisi Gachagua leo tunamwambianga Kenya atafanya. Hata sisi ndo ndambianga Gachagua leo hii, sisi ndo ndakwambianga tunataka hivi. Sio Gachagua anatuambianga, labda Gachagua sasa kuja tupatie intel. Wewe wacha kujina ukivuta mdomo wewe bana. Nini mkono, I'm sorry. But I'm telling you Gachagua hata Gachagua leo akienda kwa Ruto, ataenda peke yake.
Ben, Let me ask you a question. What happened in 2022?
Okay, I have been in politics for the longest time with the same people. I have been in an institution where they are the majority. And from the time
I can get you some.
of memorial, it is that when they identify a leader, and that leader, they know that he will serve their purpose. Unaona? They fall behind him, and that leader will actually direct them anywhere. The only thing which people are selling today, like KK, is actually things which have happened recently. It is only because they left they left Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta from actually giving a direction. And where I can actually say historically which has happened is only that if you are from the Kikuyu community, you have served your 2 terms, then they cannot actually follow your direction. That is the only time it happens. But if you are a first term and you are going to the second term, they will always follow your what? Your direction. And that is why for KK saying that they watakuacha kwa mataa, telling me the person who has been a president in the Kikuyu community in the first term, and then the second term, he gives them a direction and they reject. Tell me, KK.
Like Uhuru, see, yeah, he's a good example. He can serve you the
No,
best.
Uhuru was on second term.
Now,
I think
Ben,
I think your
Uhuru was the leader. By 2022, Kenyatta was in charge of Mount Kenya. He was the kingpin.
But he was serving the last term, the second term.
Yeah.
If we could have been serving the first term, if we could have been serving the first term and he could have given the direction, they could have followed it on the letter. That is what I always know about the Kikuyu community, because I have stayed with them, I have fought with them, yeah? We have done politics with them for the longest time, and I understand them very well.
Rigathi Gachagua himself, he was seated with Herman Manyora. Rigathi Gachagua with Herman Manyora. Rigathi Gachagua was seated with Herman Manyora, Ben, and he was asked the same thing. Can you work with William Ruto? Did you listen to his answer?
Which answer did he give?
He said, nikienda kwa William Ruto, ndaenda peke yangu. Because these people
I remember that
these
one.
people are Mlima hawezi. Now, one thing that can, that right now.
You are right. Mokwa, you are right. Ni kweli alisema
the aspects you are giving,
peke yake.
The aspects you are giving about the second term person, that is the tribal thing we are talking about here. Mtu wetu. That is what was working. It is not the second term or first term thing. What was working there, you want to tell me that Uhuru Kenyatta could have changed tune from being the president back in
today, Abel, you are my Moragori.
2017. You could have changed tune and say, I'm going to run to deputy Zaire. So the tribal thinking was there that uni mtu wetu, ndio maana ikakuja tano tena. The mood, if you could go to the locals of Mount Kenya, usikie the language that was there. Haka nikamtuketu, haka nikamwana, haka ni nini. They were giving him names of praise, owning Uhuru Kenyatta. But the mood of Mount Kenya usually dictates the direction of the community.
Who comes
it is not the leadership, the direction. Like right now, they have indicated that they don't want the presidency. The Mount Kenya, they have indicated. Gachagua cannot go against that.
Mokua, I want you to ask you a simple question, a political question. Who always comes with the mood?
The people of Mount Kenya.
In the political arena, who always comes with the mood? That is the only thing we have to reach to the point. Who always comes with the mood?
The mood is already created by the enemy. In that, for instance, when we talk about 2017, Raila was the enemy.
Yep.
The people did not want him. So the mood in Mount Kenya is like, this guy cannot lead. So whichever the idea that came in, they could not vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, right now, the mood in Mount Kenya is one term. Who created it? William Ruto's deeds, extrajudicial killings, abductions, and many other, and the high cost of living, businesses, destruction, and we can also see what is happening, demolitions here and there, combined others. So the mood was created by William Ruto. By the time even Rigathi Gachagua was coming to the opposition, already the Mount Kenya was talking of one term.
It was bad.
If Gachagua was with William Ruto right now, someone else could emerge from Mount Kenya to lead the cause. One time.
You have a guest.
Dr. Mandi, are you there? Our guest today, Kata. Can you hear him? Oh, it's just me.
Hatumski.
Hatumski.
Leo kimeumana. Ama ni mimi nimeweka settings. Kisi siwezi weka setting.
Sisi wote hatugesikika.
Yeye nayo imemkataa.
Alikuwa natoka kutoka US.
Yeah, it's from the US.
Angasaidia kidogo. Angasaidia discussion because I think you know so much politics that I cannot disagree. And
hello.
Good, yeah. Good. So where did you touch that you've not been touching? Dr. Mad.
You know, technology is Makua sometimes can be good and it can frustrate you.
But I'm happy with the persistence that you've portrayed. No matter the disappointment, you keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you are having very good speakers. I've been enjoying the.
Thank you so much.
Discussion.
Thank you. I don't know where you went to pick it up from, but please talk to us because you've been with us all through.
Yeah, yeah. I've been listening how you guys have been giving your opinions. And you are the people on the ground. But what I can say. Where Kenya is, nobody even understands politics. This 2027, this is the election we are going without Raila.
Yeah.
And now people are emerging, and it looks like I don't know if there is any other than during the last administration of Moi, and I know most of you were young during Moi's time. When they were yearning to get Moi out of office. But this is the first president who I have seen a lot of phenomena that they wanted to get him out. But still, so, and I heard you guys talking about Sifuna that is not prepared. Let me tell you, I have lived in the US and I follow Kenyan politics very well. When Obama was running, that was the message the opponents were saying, oh, he's not ready. He does not have even executive experience. But he ran and won. So at the moment, I don't think we can't underrate Sifuna. Sifuna is more than a movement right now. And I've not seen a politician in Kenya who has risen where people are just even contributing to his campaign. Have you ever seen that happen? So as we are still watching, election is true, the opposition will win. It is only the opposition which will lose. For sure, if they don't come together and rely on one person, they will lose. They have the election. They have to put all of the. I don't care who they are going to choose, but if they don't talk one voice, those teams which would be discounted, Ruto is a very shrewd politician. He's waiting for the spoils. He's very smart. Even you know, they were using AI to demonstrate that Kalonzo was in his state house, other things, because they want something to happen. Someone will be disappointed, then they will be called back. So when you see the numbers, all of the opposition, and I've seen the sense what Munyoro was saying, everybody let him go back to his backyard and lock the backyard first before we talk. And as it is right now, Western is locked. The mountain is locked. Kisi is locked. So you can see that is a big constituency already. Is starting. The opposition starting. They are starting from a point of strength. Only if they stay together. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Today, this discussion has been serious. Serious.
This is August now. It's 1 year to election now.
1 year to election, to be serious.
Mokua.
Yes, Job.
How are you? I'm back again. You know, there's one thing that I could wish to understand, but I'm sure I won't understand it because the way the politics plays in Kenya is kind of very, very, very unique. And when you look at the history of Africa, actually the politics of Africa, Kenya's
Job,
politics.
ongeza sauti tu kidogo so that tukusikie.
Okay, is that clear, loud enough?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I was saying the politics of Kenya is kind of unique in its own its own good way and bad way at the same time. And actually, if you go to some, I was talking to a friend, he's from Liberia, who follows Kenya so much. I don't know why. He was cussing Ruto the other day until I was like, okay, stop there. You know, Kenyans and Tanzanians understand you, that they tells you don't play with Kenyans, don't play with them. When it comes to their politics, even a little child understands the constitution, which I think is a good thing. The only thing that has really boggles my mind is this issue of tribe. You know, tribe. If anybody listen to Kajwang, this is one guy I've always respected the way he carries himself. I've always respected him, especially the portfolio that he stands for. I've always respected him. But after his remarks that he uttered the other day, I have no respect for him whatsoever. I don't know if you guys heard what he said. He was talking about the laws, how they have been. Honestly speaking, if we don't grow out of this cocoon of I'm a Kisi, I'm a Luo, I'm a Kikuyu. But one thing I know, the Gen Zs are out. They don't fit in that fabric. They don't fit at all. And this applies to y'all here in this forum, guys. I've heard Mukua say, "Oh, you are a Kikuyu." No, you don't be telling people like that. These guys here, to me, I feel like they have outgrown the tribal fabric, you know, and we all need to come out of it. We all need to come out of it. You know, like now, your child, Mokwa, when you have a child, he or she might end up marrying a Kikuyu, or you know, what will it be the tribe of your grandkid? It's the same way I see interracial marriages. Trust me, I give it thumbs up. You know why? The white folks are so full of braggadocio. It makes me feel, you know, but that is the same thing in Kenya. Imagine the racial thing here, it's equivalent to the tribal thing in Kenya. Don't hate me for saying that. I'm being honest with y'all. You know, as soon as you speak, someone tells you, where are you from? The same thing of, oh, he talks like a Kikuyu. You guys, we need to grow out of that. We need to grow out of that. Kajwani made remark, he stooped too low that I just can't stand him. I can't stand him. And then this idea, and I see that that is the biggest war I have with this guy, Gachagua. You know, I have a problem with him. This tripod thing, this tripod chapter, we know in us, yes, we belong to a tribe, that is fine. But we've made it number one thing and the rest number two. That is very wrong. That is very wrong. So, like now, Matiangi comes from a tribe that is kind of is a minority, right? So when we play this card of tribalism and what have you, does he stand a chance? He doesn't. Sifuna comes from a big tribe. Does he stand a chance? Maybe yes, because he comes from a big tribe. We should not gauge people by the tribe they come from. We should gauge them by their quality, the quality of character and the quality of their manifesto. That is most important to me. That is the most significant thing where we are. And looking at the generation we are right now, if Mokua was to come to my office, I will not ask him, Mokua, which tribe are you from? That's nonsense. I ain't gonna ask him like that. You know, let's try. We are the generation that will make a difference. I hope I'm not. I might have gone out of the topic of today, but you know, there are things that we need to account for first before we can think of others. Let's bury these differences of where you come from. I spent much of my time before moving out of there. I spent much of it in Mombasa. I think I told you, Mokua. That's why I have a project for orphans in Watamu. I could have put it in Kisi, but you know what? You change a life where you are at that moment. So let's put aside this tripod thing. By so doing, it will change the people who are leading us. I think that is very important as well. And I hope someday we can open a forum where we discuss the effect of just hooking ourselves into which tribe I belong to. You know?
Yeah, but
that would be okay. Thank you
Job,
so much, Job. Go ahead,
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Mandi.
Job, you know, you are talking of what we are yearning for, but all of politics is local.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
by nature, we talk about the tribe, and that's how we were set by the colonialists. You know, when
Yeah. That's the setup.
they
Yeah, that's the
divided
setup.
into
Yeah.
reserves, they never even wanted the people from Kisi to go and interact with people in Kalenjin land. You had to have a special permit, you know. So they wanted to rule us by
Wow.
the right and the rule.
I didn't know that. I
Even
didn't know. Thanks for
yes,
it. I
yeah,
didn't
you
know
need
that.
to understand the history where we have come from. And then
Okay.
even when our founding father, Jomo Kenyatta, would address people in Kikuyu. So
You're lying.
we have come from far, and I tell you, Job, we will reach there where we are going. When I see people like Sifuna who are cutting across, actually, let us not kill ourselves. We are one have been around 60, around
No,
60
no.
what years.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So, but when I'm seeing this generation where people are cutting across, we are at the tail end. Even what Kachawa is saying is he bring the playbook from. You know, this is the oligarch which is going away.
You know what? You know
And,
what?
and we are coming where we choose somebody or we say ideology, not of the tribe where it comes from.
Exactly. And that is why, actually, that is why I had a
So, like,
problem
you know, that's
when it
why
came to.
we don't have political parties which outlive our leader. In Kenya, we call them special purpose vehicles. Like now, Kanu philosophy, where did the Kanu philosophy go? I mean, did we have people who are a staunch Kanusor, what would be a strong party? But where we have reached now, we are actually Kenya, we are crossing the bridge, and we will now start looking at the content of the character. And that is a discussion you had when you are talking about it as not how we experience. What experience do you need Sibuna to have? Experience of steering. Because it looks like most of the people who have been in politics, the only way they have been known, they use their power to amass wealth. So if we can take somebody who is clean, if we look at the content of the character of a person, then we vote for him, then we will be there. You know, during when Kibaki was elected, Kenya had very high hopes that the corruption is going to end. Even before he could go, when he went to office, before he could sit down, the public could arrest a traffic police officer who was taking a bribe. But they were already got a rude shock that even with the new government, still they were protecting people who are corrupt. So we would be there, but we have to get that power first, what Oburu says, before you can even implement those things. So even if we have to use the tribal card to come together and get a good leader to change, let it be it. If Gajawas blocked the mountain and Sifuna also blocks Western, let it be it. Let us get the power first. Then we implement that.
Now,
that is fine. I'm not. 1 second. The one who was talking by name, by the way, your name?
Dr. Mandi.
Mandy.
Yeah, you know what? Trust me, I'm not against. I love the guy. If say love, I hope it doesn't give a wrong connotation. I love Osifuna. And that is my opinion. And you can also have your opinion, which is very right. You know what? The difference and diversity is how we grow together. By the way, and that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see now, there are people who are born leaders, okay, and those who are made leaders. You see the difference. Someone can be born a leader and is made a leader, and that is like Obama, leader, and is
It's
what
smoking.
leader made by looking at how those who are just before him how they did, you know. And I'm not saying
Does it
he
smoke?
can, but where Kenya is. You see, you see the
Mokwa, your
crisis
house
under
is
which Kenya
burning.
is at the moment? You agree with me, Kenya is in a
No,
very,
the show is
very
smoking.
bad crisis. You agree with me?
I don't have that thing. So I had to burn papers. The show is smoking.
So
The show
the
is on
thing is,
fire.
so the thing is, Sifuna is good. It's good, you know. But where we are right now, or where Kenya is as of right now, economically, politically, socially, and then socially we have been dismantled. See what has happened to most young people have been killed. We need someone who can put us. Yes, Sifuna, he can. But we also, at the same time, we need someone who has been tested and proven like this guy, he can do it. He can deliver. He can, that guy, when it comes to mobilizing, when it comes to telling people what they want to hear, that guy is good. Thumbs up for him. But when it comes to executing, trust me, Daktari, I'm not campaigning for Matiang'i, but it needs someone, a technocrat, to get it done.
Okay.
Execution, it needs another backbone, trust me. But when it comes to pulling the cloud, that guy, and it doesn't say so much that, you know, it just says a few words and you see people are dancing to the tune. That is a gift and a talent at the same time. But when it comes to take us step by step by step, listen to the way Matiang'i organizes himself. He will start a crisis like now when you are give a scenario interview. He will give you a scenario and tell you this is how we're gonna do it. That is what I like.
Okay.
If I want someone who can get the crowd to act, Sifuna, get up and do some. That is my opinion. But you guys have your own. And you know, most of the votes are coming from Mokua. So, but mine is just looking. I'm outside looking inside from outside.
Mokwa.
Job, that is the same statement Hillary Clinton was talking about Obama. That Obama does not have experience if a call comes at 3 a.m. to make a critical decision about a state. What will he do? Obama went ahead to win the election, And what he did, he chose Hillary Clinton as a Secretary of State. That is the first person who gets all of the calls of the state, makes the decision before he tells the president.
But
one second. Hold your thought. 1 second. Let me ask you. How was the economy when Obama took over? Just be honest with me. How was the economy?
Very bad.
No.
We cannot listen to people who are enjoying democracy. Number one.
Okay.
This Moko, I don't know why you got these people, but they're enjoying democracy. And
these are Americans, Kenyan Americans.
I know, kulingana na venye wanaongea, they are really enjoying democracy.
What's your point?
You can even hear them. Even my daughter is laughing. Bridget, don't laugh. Hapa tuko kwa shida. Hapa.
Now, KK.
My apologies, guys.
In relation to issue of tribalism, just before Joab quits the show, before we end the show, I feel like I need to say this. Ever since I started voting back in 2017, and even 2013 when I was watching what was happening, nobody really has been elected because of tribe. According to my observation, all these people have received votes from across the country. When I try to assess, at least each one of them has something that Kenyans were looking at which is positive, and it is not tribe. William Ruto, the latest one in 2022, was not elected because he's a Kalenjin. At no point did people talk of him, a Kalenjin is a good leader. No. He sold his agenda. Things like bottom-up economic model, dynasty versus hustlers, things that brought the people on board and said they're going to vote for William Ruto. And that's how William Ruto managed to get the votes and beat Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta combined, the top big families plus Moi. What point am I trying to make here? Tribe comes in as a form of mobilization, not necessarily that it is an offense. As a form of mobilization, mobilizing votes from all over. Me personally, in Nakuru, I stay in the house of a Kalenjin. When I'm in Nairobi, I sleep in the house of a Kikuyu. At some point, I was in the house of a Luo, which means we don't have inside us that I'm a Kisi, so I don't need to interact with Luos. No. Inside me, I'm a Kisi, I know. But when it comes to the contemporary society, we live together. We only talk about tribe when it comes to the issue of mobilization. However, we have a problem with leaders who only appoint people to certain positions because they come from their tribes. That is where we have a problem. But on this political mobilization, like now, if I'm a Kisi and I want to go and campaign at Nyamakoro in the Mira County, I have to go there and speak Kemusi for those people to understand me. And I have to speak directly to the hearts. Leave alone speaking to understand. Directly to the hearts. So
Kinyumbani.
So so we are trying, I mean, tribe right now in Kenya should be a beautiful thing. Cultures brought together. For me, right now, that's how I take tribe to be. Culture right now, for us to survive in 2027, we are looking at Mount Kenya like it is another small god. Please, Mount Kenya, be united. Let's take William Ruto home. Because we also value the way they do things.
The problem is this, Mr. Mokoa. The way they are talking, our gentleman from outside the country, is like an election. It's like maisha. It's something to be discussed nicely. Elections will come and go. We'll deal with this because we don't feel this, and you know all those kind of things. The problem is our country. You see, they are already decided. Okay, hakuna. You see the way they are talking, they are so like comfortable. Like election to us is like a war. To them, it's like it's
It's a serious matter.
Ni kawaida, election itakuja itatoka, so okay, I feel like naweza patia Clinton, naweza patia, you understand?
No, actually, I can tell you, the only country which is very democratic when it comes to election, like the United States, is Kenya.
It's Kenya.
Even if you see the political, I can tell you.
Yeah, that's what I told you from the beginning. The Kenyan politics is very unique in Africa.
You know why now you are resisting? Because Ruto was trying to take Kenyans back where they had come from. We like our freedom where we criticize our president. What? Kenya, you enjoy that. Let us appreciate that.
You're lying.
Even people who have brought the constitution, this constitution, which actually killed tribalism, because you have to get 50+1.
I think you're lying. I think you're lying.
There is no tribe which can make a 50+1 in Kenya, which means you have to have a coalition. Even in the United States of America, all of these states, you have to count the states you are going to win. These 50 states are 50 tribes of America too.
Yes. Yes.
Because
yes.
And you need college votes. So even if some don't go to, like now a Democrat cannot go to campaign in Texas.
Of course, yes.
Yes. And there are Democratic states where you cannot go campaign. You hear about the swing states, those who can go either way. Those are what
Pennsylvania. Ndio tarakanithi ya huko.
Yeah, you see now that's why you hear the way the way the Iowa goes is that's how the nation goes. Like yes. Now I am campaigning seriously for this guy in it's a Cora, whatever it is in Texas. Last Bepeto was almost whooping what is this stupid idiot Cruz. You have no idea. He just missed it by 2 points. So that's what I said. Racial syndrome in the US is exactly the same as the tribal syndrome in Kenya. And by the way, the Kenyan politics, in as much as dirty it is, trust me, it's very mature in a way. It's very. Some African countries mimic it. They can't understand how Kenyan can survive. Like, see what happened during during the crisis of Kibaki and Raila, right? Until Kofi Annan to come to Kenya. Let me ask you, how did Kenya pull out of that? Tell me, how did Kenya pull out of it? We didn't become like Liberia, neither did we become like Congo. Kenya is very unique. I just respect its politics. It's a few things, but you know what? Time will tell. I like the way the game it plays. By the way, I'm glad you guys understand. Racial syndrome is the same as tribal syndrome. Nothing different.
I wish I had this thing for Jeff Koinange for when the show is hot, when it's lit.
Yeah.
Now I have to lit a pepper here for smokes.
Let me ask you, you guys, do you understand why? Do you understand why? How many of you were born during SM Otieno case? I don't know if anybody knows. Okay. Do you know? You may not understand. Do you know where Raila met his son Maria Kikuyu? It's politically motivated. Look at some of them. Just look at some of these political figures. See, they have married from other tribes. Why? They want to reach out. It's politically motivated. That is one way of killing this tribal. And by the way, this gentleman who was saying, "Oh, you guys are enjoying democracy," I'm not diminishing y'all. No, I'm just trying to say.
Which guy? I will tell you which guy. Which guy?
Yeah, I'm not looking down upon anybody. Neither because of no, that's not the case.
You're not talking about me.
Yeah, it's you, and you didn't say it in a bad way. You said it in a good way, but that's not the case.
So it was me.
Yeah, that's you, nobody else.
What did I say? What did I say that was wrong? Please.
You guys are enjoying democracy and blah blah. We are laughing at you.
Oh, yeah. You guys are enjoying democracy. That is true.
But you see, even in America, when they are doing analysis, they will say, where are the Latino going to vote? The Latino
Exactly.
voted for this one. The black people, where did they vote? They
predominantly vote. They vote by the Democrats.
Back to its base. We look at the base. Where it come from?
Yeah, but at least you enjoy democracy, as in for real.
And I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, understand this. That democracy didn't come overnight. You understand the point?
Yeah.
It had to take. It had to take a journey.
As long as we understand your point, you should also understand our points. Like when we say we don't want.
KK, if you were there in the 80s, 90s, early 90s, even in college, more used to put a special branch people who pose as a student.
Exactly.
And then
I used to hear that. Yeah, that's very true.
Those people who have lived long have seen how Akinorenga fought for our democracy where we are. We appreciate that Kenya we have met a step. But if you were born in the late 80s and 90s, you never lived to see what we saw. So Kenya has made steps in democracy.
Yeah, and then imagine the things you say. Okay, the things you say. Someone asks you, "Where are you from?" Okay, and then someone says, "Where are you from?" Nigeria. Oh, see the difference. See the difference. Trust me, Kenya is in its own pedestrian. So there's nothing like no.
So my good friends, what I want to approach and at least talk about today, it is very simple. It is we should be supporting Matiang'i. And if you ask me why Matiang'i today, I can tell you, and you can preach the gospel outside there. Because
you don't tell me the gospel that I already know.
No. Equally, Sifuna is a very good character. But what my Kitungati Gachagua said, but people do not tend to listen to Gachagua. People should listen to Gachagua and listen to the end, because Gachagua said hapa hatutaki kusema ni nani ataongoza Kenya. Right now Sifuna amejitokeza. Right now whatever is happening, Sifuna napigwa kichwa. And I'm telling you, by the end of this year, Sifuna will be a nobody.
KK, we are not
nobody. He will be a nobody.
We are not endorsing anybody here. But
already you've endorsed Sifuna, and that is the worst. And Gachagua said, do not watch it, guys.
KK, don't Here, you are a political analyst. And when you analyze, you use facts. And we are not endorsing him, but we are only reacting to what is on the ground and what is who is carrying now, who has the momentum. Yes, even Matiang'i had easy momentum. Maybe even Sifunas will go down. But what we are only contributing to the conversation, so that when they go to the table, at least we could have also added some information we used to consider.
Exactly. Even if my view doesn't change,
it will never work. I'm telling you, Sifuna, by the end of this week, atakuwa amekatwa. The way I see politics, by the end of this month, Sifuna will be gone.
Okay.
Is that a wishful thinking?
Abel.
Yes.
You're the best analyst I've ever found in this podcast. Now, truth be told, yes, sir. wakati Gachagua anasema msiseme ni nani, kwa nini ulikuwa unafikiria Ruto alikuwa na konda? Alikuwa na konda because hajui ni nani. Because he knew no one. He knew no one. Alikuwa anapigana na ghost zake. Lakini sasa mumpatia Sifuna, sasa ataanza kunona. Kwa nini mnampatia nafasi ya kunona?
Wait, keke tulia. Chani kuambie.
Yes.
Today, it was just a day to share on the strengths of all these other political leaders in the opposition who are intending to be presidential candidates, to see whether who can finish hadi kwa ballot. But the day we are going to have a discussion on who is the best, I'll bring you on board, you give yours. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we are already 2 hours, 2 minutes.
Oh, that okay.
Something here. Let KK rest knowing that personally, I like the guy Sifuna as a mobilizer, but I don't like him as a leader. I don't see him a leader, but after some time, I would see that. Victoria's his own opinion.
A mobilizer, yes, I agree, but not as a leader.
Like I said, can I finish? Like I said, you know what? Kenya is in a moment whereby I listen to my mother, I listen to my brother, I listen the way they say there's no single day they have ever woken up optimistic that tomorrow is going to be better than today. You know, it hurts me. It hurts me, by the way. It hurts me. And do you know, during Kibaki time, I wasn't there either, but you could hear people say, at least we have money in our pockets. Don't you think that is better? That is what we want to hear. And to me, the way I see it as of right now, of all the people, I had high hopes in Karonzo, but I don't know what has happened. I don't know which virus I don't know. But as of right now, I could have not even gone for him. Right now, as I stand, if I had if it comes time to vote, no matter how Sifuna runs his race, I'll still vote for Matiang'i. That is what I know. Why?
Okay.
The man tells me what I like to see happening in Kenya. That is it.
All right. Now, gentlemen and lady, allow me go through the comment section and hear what people are saying. After giving our contributions, let's hear what people are giving us here at the comment section. Someone is saying Sifuna for president, yeah, atafika kwa debe. Matiang'i can make a good president, atafika kwa debe. Sifuna is the best. Okay, what people are reacting to here is not what I asked today. You know, I said, who do you think will end up at the ballot? But people are talking about their best, their most fair. But Sifuna's name is very common here in Matiang'i.
It's very common, but Sifuna's name will not end up in the ballot. 2027, kama Mungu atatusaidia tufike 2027. If God, because sahi sioni hata tukifika 2027.
Titus Musila is saying Kalonzo Sifuna ticket. Then Ombesa David is saying Matiang'i is the best deal we love our country. Then Samuel Baraza anasema you are wrong because I am, but Kingpin is Sifuna. Oh, okay. Sifuna is the Kingpin, okay? Sawa. Sifuna's is presidential Gwadite because Western and Nyanza is Sifuna and all Kenyans. Now, that's okay. Matiang'i is not a politician. Atatua CS. Wow. So, what are people looking at Matiang'i? A politician or a leader? We are going to have that discussion another day. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a very interesting discussion here until I had to lit my paper to bring smoke to show you that it's burning. I didn't have that thing to splash, so I had to lit that paper.
I had technical issues. I miss big.
KK, I like this. You know what? We can agree to disagree. I like this kind of conversation. You know what? This is what is called growing.
But
this is what
always give us a prior notice.
Yeah. Yes.
Like today, I gave you the notice. Actually, the notice is 5 minutes.
5 minutes now. You know, like, you see, your other friend is on the car. I can see he's on the car driving.
I
sent him at 10.
That's how much I like this guy. When he sent me the invitation, I said, "I'm gonna be there."
That we arrange.
Thank you.
Again. And
But
I want to
still,
give a thumbs up for the lady, the only lady here. This lady has been patient. Thumbs up for you.
Thank
she
you
never
so
misses our
much.
shows. She never
Oh,
misses. Yeah.
okay. So Kenyan girls are coming up. Keep it up.
Yep.
Keep it up.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so
Asanteni
much.
sana, Mungu awabariki wale ambao wamechukua muda. Oh, for those who have taken their time to watch us from home, may God bless you.
Mucho
Thank you so much
gracias.
for always
Mucho
following Mokwa
gracias.
Times. Job, I'm happy to have you here for the first time. May God bless you. Please keep coming. And Bella,
Yes.
KK, team leaders, asanteni sana. It's always a
Thank you
pleasure
so
having
much.
you guys on
It's a
board.
pleasure. It's a
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Yeah?
Thank you so much,
You
It's a
guys
Moko.
make this
pleasure.
so very interesting. I want to thank you so much. What's the KK and Bella?
Nimeingia data hata sikuwa najua tulikuwa tuna discuss nini.
How dare you come to the show after 1 hour when you are supposed to finish the show?
I didn't know what you guys were discussing about.
I said, we are live. Wait. We are live, KK. You guys have a good night. Let's talk tomorrow.
Yeah, you need to end the show.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah, you need to end this. End it.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good night, Kenge.
Eh.
Bye bye.
Bye.